I did not know how to cure or heal or do anything about cancer. All what I knew that I had to heal my mom and I had to use this knowledge to heal the rest of the world. So that's exactly what happened. So healed my mom. 6 months later, 3 months later actually, she was cancer free. So no chemo, no radiation, and as a result, I started sharing my knowledge with all these other people, and these people start healing. So today, nobody believes me until today that we have zero marketing, zero advertising. We just barely developed the website because we never really needed it in the first place. And we have people flying to us from all over the world only because of results. Never marketing myself, so I healed my mom. I researched the tools. I dedicated my life to it. The same day I left the country as she got diagnosis to Lithuania, and since then I started my mission on cancer and never stopped until today, and another 25 years or whatever that God wants me to do next.
Welcome everyone to For the Love of Freedom, and a special welcome to the VOP USA radio listeners tuning in from around the world. Thank you all for joining me today. If this is your first time tuning in, this is a new show I started because so many of the guests we've interviewed over at the State of Freedom have wild stories and are truly inspiring people. So I wanted to create a space to have coffee table style conversations that really allow us to get to know the person and the life stories behind these incredible people and their mission to bring freedom to the world. Joining me today is one such guest, Inesa Ponomariovaite. I'm only going to say that once. I practice too. The founder of Nesa Hemp. Inesa, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me here today, and you did a pretty great job on my last name.
Thank you. I wanted to try at least one time. I like to frame each of my shows, Inesa, with a passage of scripture. And I heard your interview. I heard your story for the first time on my friend Dan Smariglio's show. He's got the Voice of the People radio network, and so this scripture seemed appropriate for you. It's Proverbs chapter 2, verses 6 through 8. And it says, "Wisdom is a gift from a generous God, and every word he speaks is full of revelation and becomes a fountain of understanding within you. For the Lord has a hidden storehouse of wisdom made accessible to his godly lovers. He becomes your personal bodyguard as you follow his ways, protecting and guarding you as you choose what is right."
It really resonates. Thank you for
I thought
that.
it might.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Anessa, you have a thriving company that's offered hope and health to so many people, but it's been a road to get here. Would you tell us a little bit about your background and how bringing true health and restoration to people became your mission?
And there's actually multiple companies, not one. They all health
Okay.
related. Every time I see there's a need for something that's been missing, I always just go and create that solution. Um, but I just like everybody else, I was pretty miserable in the United States and with all these health conditions that I was given to. Chronic illnesses with no cures and no solutions except bunch drugs. And I feel like it's so boring. Everybody has the same story.
But it's not boring because everybody has the same story. Everyone's like, what was it? You're obviously
Yeah.
the picture of health now.
Yeah, no, my health is doing amazing. I have no complaints. I do better than most people. But so what happened is I was just like everybody else in this country, had no resources, of course. I came here when I was 21. I'm 37 today. So I had no resources. I had no way to talk to people. I went through very struggled relationships. I experienced I've been targeted by human traffickers multiple times, and as a result, you always stressed, as you stressed, you know that your health just declines even more and more and more. And as your health declines, you go to see a doctor that actually gives you a drug. Then you realize that drug never helped you. Then you take another drug. Then you go see another doctor, which just gives you another drug. So, and you keep seeing all these different doctors with different drugs, or sometimes the same drugs. And then you realize, like, none of those things really helped me to get better. I just got completely chronically ill. If I had lung issues, I would cough for no reason, especially if I laugh hard, or like when it gets cold and outside, it would trigger my lungs. I had major kidney infections. I also had major UTIs since I was a little girl. Nobody helped me to stop those except I took hundreds of rounds on antibiotics. According to the doctors, it was good for me. Um, and multiple other health conditions. My skin looked really bad. I was actually so bad where if I'd go in Costco, I would literally cover my face with scarves and things, make sure people don't see me. It was almost raw open. And I actually barely have any makeup right now. I truly, truly barely have anything on my face. So as you can tell, my skin got better. Yeah, so
Much better. You're glowing.
So yeah, I'm simply that's all what I did. Just gave a faith, went to the doctors, they failed me. I became beyond miserable, and I said I gotta do something outside this. This is just no common sense. I've been raised on common sense. My whole family raised me to have a common sense, and I was like, okay, if I'd done all these things and nothing helped me so far, so why in the world I would continue this? So I started doing different treatments and looking for outside sources such as changing your diet and things like that, which has led me eventually within 1 year to completely reverse all my chronic illnesses. So just by changing the diet, just by drinking different water, just by putting the shower heads in your shower and doing all those little tips and tricks, all together it gave me my new health. And I was still building myself in this country, and I was just asking God, what's my purpose in life? As I was building myself, because as I was getting situated with a great job and great career and beautiful apartment, and I said, this is American dream. Like I came all the way from that little country to live this comfortable life that's not comfortable in my soul. Like I need to serve something bigger and is not serving my heart, my soul, my purpose. I don't even know what my purpose is. So I was simply just praying and asking God, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? And literally some days I would get so disappointed. I would just kneel myself on the knees. I would just kneel and beg God to tell me what's my purpose. And within, 1 year, I received a phone call, which is my mom. And she said she has cancer, 6 months left to live. And as she's telling me about her cancer diagnosis, I she's in tears from sadness, and I'm in tears from happiness because I'm seeing her being completely healed. I saw the vision for her being completely healed, and then I saw her in the middle, and then I saw all these thousands of people around my mother being happy somehow because of my mom. And it resonated to me immediately, like, okay, me healing my mom, and it creates this ripple effect. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my vision, this is my answer, this is. And I got so excited, like, mom, this is going to be amazing. I said, you don't understand, this is the best day in our lives. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm dying. I was like, no, you're not dying, and you don't understand. I just saw this beautiful vision. I said, I'm going to heal you from cancer, and then we're going to heal the rest of the world. She's like, what, are you not a doctor? How are you going to heal me, I'm like, mom, you don't. So what I'm saying is that vision that appeared to me, that I prayed for, it literally what's been happening right now. If you're gonna go on 369 Wellness Center, and you will see like my grand opening, I had hundreds of people there, and yes, these people are healed and everything. And it's funny because I literally, as I was doing my speech a couple of weeks ago, On the grand opening, I literally called this event where I said I had no idea about cancer. I did not know how to cure it or heal or do anything about cancer. All what I knew that I had to heal my mom and I had to use this knowledge to heal rest of the world. So that's exactly what happened. So healed my mom. 6 months later, 3 months later actually, she was cancer free. So
Wow.
no chemo, no radiation, and as a result, I start sharing my knowledge with all these other people, and these people start healing. So today, nobody believes me until today that we have zero marketing, zero advertising. We just barely developed the website because we never really needed it in the first place. And we have people flying to us from all over the world only because of results. Never marketing myself. So I healed my mom. I mean, I researched the tools, I dedicated my life to it. The same day I left the country as she got diagnosis to Lithuania, and since then I started my mission on cancer and never stopped until today and another 25 years or whatever that God wants me to do next. So that's how it started. I mean, it was really, and to be honest with you, you like never ending student. I feel like I mastered these protocols so well for any chronic disease. I'm not talking just cancer, any chronic disease. And you know what? I still feel like I have so much more to learn. As more I learn, as get better I get, more I realize more I need to learn. So it's never ending. People say, why are you still trying to study and research and connect with all these world known doctors? And it's like, I said, because there's always so much more you need to learn. I said, my brain, I wish I can have like a search box where I type in my brain and looking for all these things. And I'm like, that's my goal, to have a perfect brain so I can just type in my little search box. So there's so much to learn. But one thing what I discovered where really does not allow me to sleep until today, and I really hope our administration, the current administration, will make the changes here. All of us given with this incredible endocannabinoid system. And it's in the short version, it's ECS. Endocannabinoid system. Endocannabinoid system is known as the main switch mechanism in the human body. That when you turn that switch on, your central nervous system immediately starts working in a perfect way, the way it's perfect to you. Each person your has different whatever their limits are. Your microbiome is going to start communicating, no probiotics needed. Your nutrients are going to start absorbing better because of endocannabinoid system. Your immune system is waiting to be signaled by endocannabinoid system, and endocannabinoid system needs to tell immune system to communicate and protect the human body. I mean, it's tens of thousands of health benefits, not thousands, tens of thousands of health benefits, inflammatory responses, central nervous system. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. We have this main system in our bodies, and I was researching human temple and trying to understand, not from scientific perspective only, but also from what we had in the history for thousands of years, because it's still the same body, it's still the same
Yeah.
created temple that God gave us. It's just all these new science coming up, right? So that system makes those cannabinoids that are responsible to take care of the whole temple. And we lose these cannabinoids, that production, by age 16 or 18, as research saying. Then you become deficient. Just imagine if I'm gonna start stealing oxygen from entire world and everybody's deficient. It's not just people gonna get hurt, animals, systems, plants, everybody will be dying. Same here in the human temple. We have this endocannabinoid system. In the beginning, it's working great because we're young and we're not exposed to oxidative stress, toxic foods, and things like that. Then we destroy the system by age 16, 18. As a result, become depressed, inflamed, immunity is not working, central nervous system is not working. Everything starts crashing like no tomorrow because we stop producing those cannabinoids the way body produces vitamin D, just the way you produce those little tiny cannabinoids. And those little tiny cannabinoids are responsible to protect you there. Production is gone. So what you would do, you'd when you empty the bottle, you need to fill the bottle. When you empty the temple, you need to fill the temple. How are you gonna fill the temple? You need these cannabinoids to turn the engine on.
And you have been working on this. You've been working on a product specifically for this. Would you tell us a little bit about your product and how it's different? And I also want you to come back when you're ready to some of the protocols that you recommend, things that you did for your mom. I'm curious to know, is it a lot of the same stuff you did for yourself with purifying the water and all of those things, or was it much more specific?
Product I developed, I literally begged God not to push me in the corner to go in this industry. The cannabis industry is the most disgusting, is the ugly. It's the same as selling drugs. CBD itself is a drug. I mean, it's literally written on the Google. Food and Drug Administration patented CBD as a drug. We both know you can't patent Mother Nature as a drug. The reason they did that is because they can control it again, and they can give us I can't say fake, but adulterated version of this natural plant that our bodies are intent to have. Our bodies needs that. Our bodies are craving and starving for. And if you empower human temple with these tiny cannabinoids that are so essential to us, that are actually located in the mother's breast milk also. Mother's breast milk is full of those cannabinoids. As like literally, just what the hemp plant makes, the same chemistry sits in the mother's breast milk. And that's something that's needed for all of us, except we lose it. So as we lose it, we lose the whole game plan. What government gave us, what pharmaceuticals gave us? They gave us a drug, CBD, and fake THC that is absolutely horrible to our bodies. They misguided us. You said you want this natural mother nature, great. We're gonna give you these fake genetics. We're gonna hybrid the plants, which is they hybrided the plants up to 50% of THC. Everybody's smoking weed, walking alive and dying. I mean, it's horrible what's happening. While that these cannabinoids, these particles are not empowering that main endocannabinoid system the way it should be done. The plant, original plant that's given by God, that is meant to be in our bodies, it's actually never been talked about.
Well, tell us about it. And how did you said you prayed not to go into this industry. What got you into the industry, kicking and screaming?
It was official tears. I was physically crying. I had to release the pain. I was also screaming on a day 3 or 4. As more I realized, I just wanted to continue to heal people. Whatever the chronic illnesses they had. And as you work as a health practitioner, as a health expert, as you help these people to heal, you need to have the right tools. You can't just go and trust any herbal tea or any herbal product. You have to know these things for yourself. You have to test these products. You have to investigate. You have to know what's in it, because if God forbid the company is lying to you, which is most of them are, then you can accept the result, or you can assume that herb or that plant is going to help the patient, is going to help the person to heal, because it's not correct what's in these
You don't know the
labels, in these
quality.
boxes, quality, everything. You have to know for 1000% sure. So as I was looking for the right products, I can empower my mother's endocannabinoids. I can empower my own endocannabinoid system. It's like a shortcut to your entire health. Like you just turn one thing, light turns on, the whole room you can see, right? It's the same thing here. You turn the one thing on and the whole body turns on immediately. All the system starts working immediately. It's not amazing? People say, is that going to help with my vision and us? It's like, yeah, is that part of your body? That means it's going to help you. Do you think it's going to help my liver function? Is that part of your body? That means it's going to help you. People, is that going to help my skin? Is that part of your body? That means it's going to help you. So people think that it's all separate parts. No, it turns the whole magic switch. The problem is this magic switch is not actually good for our pharmaceuticals, because if all our Americans today would turn the magic switch on, our country would be off the drugs in the next 90 days. We would have pharmaceutical industry crashing completely down the hill today.
Well, I'm praying for that.
But that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
what they did is they released the CBD and THC, and they allowed it to all these people to sell it and promote it, to spread the word. and CBD today is patented as a drug. And I said, I can't trust a single product that I actually can give it to my patients or my clients or anybody I work with or recommend it to my own body. I need it for myself too. I'm not just somebody else. I need for my temple in order for me to be happy, strong, and healthy for the rest of my life. So I called the Dr. Mushroom, which is Dr. Mushroom. He's the one who discovered, and he's a known cannabis father. He's been researching this for 40 years. He's from Israel, and he just passed away actually a couple of years ago. But Professor Meshulam, he is like a Nobel Prize most scientifically versed on cannabis person. And of course, I'm just a girl passionate to save the world from Chicago with Lithuanian accent. So, nobody just answered my phone. So I had to really, really harass the guy and his team to tell him to call me back. And I even says, like, if you guys not gonna call me back, I'm just gonna fly in Israel and I'm gonna find your home. I'm just gonna knock the door. I need answers here. Like, what I'm seeing, it's beyond crisis. It's not even crisis. I said, we all need this in our temples, and not single one company is selling what's correct to us. Not single one. And I said, how this is okay. Of course, nobody answered my phone. So finally, he called me back. I was in the car wash, and my wheels were just locked. And I looked back, and I'm seeing there's no cars behind me. And I'm thinking, to destroy my wheels will be cheaper than flying in Israel. I need to answer this phone call. Like, as I see, he's finally calling me back. I did answer the phone call, and we talked. We had very nice conversation, and he was very humble. He was very honest with me, and he said to me, I agree with you. I feel very sorry for entire planet. That wasn't intention. I can't really help you because I'm working with these pharmaceutical companies, but I can tell you this: if you will decide to do this and go against the grain, everybody basically, he said, it's going to be not easy for you. You're going to be by yourself. Most likely you're not going to make it. And then I said, do you think I'm going to do the right thing for humanity? Do you think that's what we deserve to have? And he says, absolutely yes. That is going to be the right thing. And I said, that's all what I need to know. As long as you believe, because I'm not smart enough to figure this on my own. I said, as long as you believe that's going to be what's right for all of us, then I will decide what I'm going to do next. And that's it. And it took me 2 years. And within 2 years, I was able to put the product on the market.
That's incredible. As you were talking, what came to mind was this. I guess it's a saying, but it's a truth anyway, that Satan doesn't know how to invent anything or create anything. All he can do is counterfeit things. And I think that's your answer for why there's nothing good that's been put on the market by the people who have been trying to destroy our lives with a known depopulation agenda. So thank you so much for bringing this to the world. Would you talk a little bit? Okay, I'm so curious about what you did specifically for your mom, because you said she turned things around in 3 months, and there are people who are listening, no doubt, who are in very dire situations. Could you just give some tips to people who find themselves unable to heal in their current circumstances?
Number one, you should never just go and start, I'll take this herb, I'll take this supplement, I'll take this antiparasitic. Ivermectin is rising on the skyrocketing the titles everywhere right now, and I don't like it because it's true but it's not true. Why? For example, I'm gonna give you just perfect example. A human body needs to be prepped for something dramatic. Human body can also heal almost immediately. The problem is, just tiny example, just a tiny example to understand how things are deep. I normally do presentation. It takes 1 hour for me to talk about the concept how people should heal themselves. Like, it takes me 1 hour to cover the basics, and I do this once a month. When people register regenesis369.com, they can watch the presentation once a month. But I'm just gonna give you a concept. Let's say, what is cancer? It's the toxins, mutated cells, parasites, all kinds of things. Each person has a different cancer cause or chronic illnesses. Then, when they say suggested dose for you to take this in order to kill this problem, how in the world we can follow suggested dose because our small intestines that are here are full of size of a golf ball toxins. That means your small intestine is no longer absorbing what the suggested dose is supposed to be happening in the body. Then you, as you take that pill, as you take that herb, as you take that supplement, as you take that whatever you take, you absorbing only maybe 30%, 40%, 50, 60, whatever, how toxic you are internally. Then you have a fat liver that is sometimes calcified because of fungus and it has these fats all over. You can't even absorb it there too. You can't process it. So what happens? Now suggested dose is 12 milligrams in the morning and 12, I'm just making this up, 12 at night. You're getting only 6. Some scenarios 7, maybe 4, 3. What do you do to your body? Now you're chronic, you're cancer, you're this, whatever. Maybe diabetes, maybe dementia, whatever. What do you do to your body? First of all, we know we carry the demon inside of us that is the devil is trying to kill us. That dark energy, that cancer is nothing but spiritual being. Manifests into these toxins, parasites, and all those things. So we're not giving the right dose to kill it. We just poke a bear with the small dose. And then the devil says, ha, 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 you just tried to kill me? Oh, you didn't give me the right dose.
So
just that, because our small intestines are so loaded, our livers are so loaded. So there's no way in the world how you don't know how much you need to take in order for you to absorb it. If you want to absorb it, you must prep the body, which is take 3 months to do it. Because if you don't, God forbid, to give a right dose, the devil says, ha, 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 oh, you just tried to kill me? No worries. I'll make sure I'm gonna get you going. And then it spreads, and says, oh my gosh, I took the ivermectin. Oh my gosh, I took the vitamin C. Oh my gosh, I took the B12. Oh my gosh, I took the B17. For some reason, I'm still dying. Of course, because you need to prep the body so you absorb these nutrients, which is a tiny little detail from thousands of the details. So when people say, Nesa, please give me tips and tricks how I can do this, I'm so sorry. There is no tips and tricks. The only tips and tricks I can tell people all the time, those not even tips and tricks, those are essentials. You must drink. If you drink public water, this is the water you drink. If you drink there's no coffee should be on your diet, period. If you're exposed to shower water, you must be having a clean shower water. You should never brush your teeth with the tap water. You should never, those are not tips and tricks. Those are essentials for anyone in America in order to live your life. And if you're sick with cancer, if you're sick with chronic disease, those are no longer just essentials. Those are it has to happen. No questions asked. And then when it comes to protocols and helping people to heal, for example, I have one person right now, he literally just came in my office this morning and he's like, every time I go home, I'm on diarrhea. I go 15 times in the bathroom. So I already know something is going on. There's some root of the cause in the house. I need to know what the cause is. I need to know how to remove it. I need to know how I'm going to remove it safely. All those things matter. And people don't understand. There is no such thing as just physical and this is a spiritual. They work together. That's how the devil gets us going. People think I'm just like scientifically very versed person. No, I had to read the Bible to understand how to help people to go over and get rid of disease. I had to understand how the serpent's mind was working because when I help these patients to heal, I remove serpent from their bodies and I have thousands of serpent pictures on my phone, more than my selfies or my family holidays or birthdays or anything like that, because we truly remove serpent. So you need to know how to deal with the serpent in that temple. This is not something, this is a powerful thing. That's people say, how come you're so successful? How come you can guarantee results in 2 weeks? That's why, because it's a special strategy goes to. You need to know, make sure you give the right doses to kill it. You have to make sure your body's ready to process. You're pooping 5, 7, 12 times a day as minimum. Make sure your lymphatic system is working correctly. If your lymphatic system, you're not dumping the garbage. Is your blood getting purified? How often? Do you know if you have mold, if you have metals? If you have parasites and, for example, mold and you have metals, then you're gonna approach this temple one way. If you don't have metals, you're gonna approach another way, because they shield under the metal, they hide. And as you done to clean up the temple on the surface level, which is as a PET scan says, oh, you're clean. Now they hatching out from those under metals, and they coming out on the surface and hatching another load of toxins, parasites, and mutated cancer cells. What happens? Now the cancer came back 1 year later after having a free night scan. No, cancer never left in the first place, because you never knew what's in the temple and how to remove it correctly. And that's why I get upset on this holistic industry, because I love holistic medicine so much, and I'm so pro, because that saved my life, that saves thousands of lives that I work with every single day. But if you don't use those things correctly and you play games, if you don't understand a concept and you're going to keep trying things, you're going to create resistance, and now these little monsters are going to try to kill you.
Wow. Do you run a battery of tests? How do you find out what's going on with people if they just have certain symptoms? You run a lot of tests.
We
Blood
do.
work.
We have in my clinic, yeah, we run tests. We run specialty tests more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
Especially,
example, I just reviewed one of the labs today. I mean, I reviewed 7 patients today, and one of these patients is like full of calcium. I already know what calcium is. Calcium is fungus. If you have fungus, you're clearly raising the cancer. I called my medical director and I said, what do you think? What calcium is to you? Like, from your medical, perspective. She's like, oh, if the person is low of calcium, probably they're getting cancer soon. I said, huh, what a surprise. Fungus, baby. So it's deeper than, that's what I said. More I learn, more I realized, oh my gosh, I need to learn more. So when people say, Nesa, tell me a quick fix, I can give you a guidelines of how to minimize the damages. But when you're gonna go in the war with the devil directly, arm to arm, shoulder to shoulder, eye to eye, you better know what you're doing. Because those cancers, those chronic disease, those fungus infected bodies, temples, they control people's minds, they make people do horrible things, they make people to be ignorant, they cause all kinds of chemical reactions in the human brain that makes people to do horrible things. How many times I interviewed people in the jail and said, can you please tell me, why did you kill this person? I'm not here to judge you, I'm here to love you. Why did you kill this person? I want to know, I want to study, I want to understand, I want to. And you know how many times these people told me, or even the ones, families told me, the ones they tried to kill themselves or kill themselves, they always said one and the same thing. There was a voice in their head telling them what to do. Now, I can guarantee you with my own life, when you have these parasites, I always see one and the same thing. You have that voice in your head. Sometimes, before you mutate it, before you're super chronic, you have a voice in your head, you want to cheat on your wife. Or maybe you just want to beat up that person on the street, or maybe you want to steal. So that voice in the head is keep telling you to do all these sins. Sin. More you sin, more you put of the darkness in your soul, and as more you put darkness in your soul, what happens to you? You start blocking God. The devil is just, you empowering the devil. You keep empowering the devil, and the devil's getting happier and happier and happier. Every year you keep empowering the devil, and eventually become this, what people coach you on, horrible human being. I don't believe in that. Every single one of us are created by God. There is no such thing as horrible human beings. But then the Satan has his ways to get into our temple and grow these monsters inside of us that causes chemical reactions in our brains and makes our brains to do these horrible things to other people. And I'm like, and then they say, oh, this person is bad because he killed somebody. It's like, who are you to judge? You know how many years it took me to understand what Bible truly meant by saying you can't judge? It took me like 5-7 years until I finally got it.
wow.
This is why we can't judge, because these people are victims of their own life. Their soul is screaming for help. They're begging for help, but they can't even say the thing because their chemical imbalances. They release ammonia in your bloodstream that actually regulates your brain and makes your brain to do horrible things. As I said, it could be steal, lie, cheat, being lazy. All those things are under the same devil.
Do you do tests for parasites,
Yes.
or do you ask? You do, because I'll ask you. I traveled through Africa for a long time for work, 15 years, and I came back several times very sick, and went and got parasite tested. And the doctors consistently said at these kind of holistic places, well, you tested your test came back negative for parasites, but you can take this whatever antibiotic or whatever antiparasitic if you want to. So I
There's no
don't
testing in America that actually tests for parasites. I'm
really.
so sorry. It's purposely misguided. These tests are purposely misguided so they don't find anything. I got so upset one time. My dog had parasites. I knew for a fact. I literally, my dog was in ER. A very old dog, by the way. And it wasn't I had to adopt because the dog loved me so much, so I had to figure out what to do. So, uh, and the good news, I reversed dog's age, I reversed dog's vision, everything. Dog from 17, she was 17 when I got her. Now she's 19. She's doing much better at 19 years old, and she was 17 years old. This is not little
Wow, you're
tiny
going to be
Pomeranian.
getting a call from my sister. She's got a 19-year-old dog and he can't see anymore. He's like running into the walls and stuff. So yeah, she's going to be giving you a call.
Yeah, sounds just like my dog. So I know my dog had an issue. I brought her to the very those fancy but the hospitals, whatever, and I said, please test this for dog for parasites. And he's like, no, no, we tested that there's nothing in it. I was like, oh my gosh. I said, can you please tell me what specs do you use? What specimen? How do you approach this? What your laboratory is? I asked these legit questions. And he can't tell, I don't know. I was like, you are the one who's working here. What do you mean you don't know? Just go in the lab. Where? And I said, are you shipped on our lab or are you having a lab here? No, the lab is in the basement. I said, go to the damn lab and just tell me what you guys testing for. She was like, no, no, we already tested. There's no parasites. I said, oh my goodness. I said, I'm so pissed. And then I see all these people from the North Shore. I live in by the North Shore, which is very high, everybody's like with disposable income. So, with that being said, and I'm like, okay, I'm sitting, these people sitting there with fancy stuff and all nice purses, bags, and shoes. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking all these dogs are sitting, they don't even understand you have parasites. I got so upset. I took this dog out. I waited all day until she's gonna poop. I literally picked the parasite, I brought it on the dish, and I said, I came back to this room. I said, you told me 9 hours today that this dog doesn't have parasites. This is the parasite. I said, what kind of labs you are? And all some of these people are still sitting from the 8 hours ago. I saw them because I was like, you told me there's no. I said, do you understand? You guys don't even detect stuff. Your petri dishes and the way you're looking at things are you can't even detect anything. What's in it? I brought you physical thing. You should have this like framed in your laboratory that you just told me 9 hours ago or 8 hours ago. My dog doesn't have anything.
Wow.
Such a lie. So do not trust any single parasitic test. There's only one or two can possibly test you for, and you still need to know when to test, how to test. You need to work with somebody who knows what they're doing. Again, sister, you're dealing with the devil here. These things are control people's brains. It's a fact. I can show you right now. Right now, it's a full moon. Look what's going on. This is a real thing. One of my patients, stage 4 cancer, that is, by the way, almost cancer free. That is a full moon. Look what his kids just texted me. My kid's saying he's been having mood swings because I just got him off from certain treatments that I literally told him yesterday. I said, he is probably going to have some weird moods. He might be attacking you. Then 9 in the morning, she texts me this. Then she says, today, 1 p.m. Yep, you were right. And then she says, oh, now he's moody because I don't get up at 4:30 in the morning just like he does. You see, now husband, a loving husband, picking on the most incredible wives I ever met in my life with 2 children. And he's picking on her, he's causing a drama, he's causing the conflict, and I know it's not him. And the good news, I had a call with him yesterday. I prepped the wife. I said, tomorrow's the full moon. Sister, he's gonna be acting weird. And she checks me, yep, you're right. That's exactly what's going on. He's picking on the things that don't matter at all.
It shouldn't be that surprising. I mean,
Mind.
it makes sense because we know, I at least know that parasites kind of manifest and hatch and do all that stuff at a full moon. And wouldn't it make sense that it's from Satan himself if that's when the witches go out and cast their spells and do all that stuff? It has to be connected.
It's so connected, you have no idea. When you learn what I learned, I was mind blowing my brains. I was like, oh my goodness, I just want to read the Bible. I want to fully understand how this works so I can fully understand how safely to remove these snakes from people's temples.
Goodness. Well, we
It's
could have,
spiritual.
I
My
feel like
work is spiritual.
I, I would love to have an entire show just on that, or just a conversation with you about that, because anyway, I will spare my listeners the the details, but it would be very interesting. I'm very,
Or just join our Genesis 369. We truly do a presentation once a month. It's completely
yes.
free. That presentation specifically alone, I literally do once a month. Read Genesis369.com.
What
If
day of the
you
month do you know?
I don't if it changes every month. So when you go there, it takes literally 5 seconds to register and you're gonna get a date and then you will get reminders and things like that. And from the
Okay.
moment you come in, I talk about concepts and how to heal yourself, what to look for, and all those things. So yeah, it's under
Amazing.
Genesis.
Okay. Well, we'll put that in the show notes too for the listeners. Okay, back to your CBD product. So you went kicking and screaming into CBD. It will resolve so many problems in your temple. How does that jive with what you've been telling us about needing to prep your body? Do you need to prep your body, or can people just go ahead and start on your product any day of the week?
First thing they should be doing is to start empowering the endocannabinoid system because the endocannabinoid system tells all your systems to work accordingly and communicate between each other so you can be ready to do something bigger in your life. There's no you can't breathe, you can't move, and you can't survive unless your endocannabinoid system works. So empowering the main engine in the human temple is the most important. But you know where it really gets me upset? That our doctors in medical schools never been taught about this main engine. They
Oh,
don't even know the engine exists in a human body. They don't even understand what the engine is. They don't understand how to empower, how to treat, what to do about it. If you tell your doctor today, doctor, maybe it's my endocannabinoid system, maybe not my depression. Doctor, maybe I need to regulate my endocannabinoid system so I don't have inflammation. Oh, doctor, maybe my sleeps are not doing well because my endocannabinoid system is not there working accordingly. Doctor has no idea what you're talking about. He never heard such thing before.
he thinks you want a prescription for medical marijuana.
They don't even know that they see medical marijuana as the let's exchange this instead opioids, let's do as a painkiller. You see, we still see this as a symptom. And that's what drives me nuts. It's not a symptom. Endocannabinoid system, just like human body needs to drink water. If I don't drink water for 10 years, I'll be dead. Just like if you don't have endocannabinoid system empowered, you're gonna be dead. It's that simple. It's essential to us. That's why it's the mother's breast milk. Mother gives this to the baby, and that's why they say so critical. It's so colostrum, there's a lot of colostrum there, but more we have in that colostrum more than anything is those cannabinoids. Those cannabinoids are loaded in mother's breast milk, the same ones we actually have in our bottles. But
Wow,
my FDA tells me that I have to label my bottles that is not for children.
crazy. Now, how is your product different? Because I know quality is obviously very important to you. Systems are important to you. What's different about your the hemp that you have on your website?
First of all, our product matches what your body makes already. So what's in that bottle, there's nothing outside your body. It's exact same thing you already been making. You just lost long time ago and you've been deficient only God knows for how many years. So that's number one. Number two is not a synthetic, it's not adulterated version. So like for example, CBD, it's synthetic, it's adulterated version. This is a God's given version. This is a CBDA. THCA does not make you high, doesn't test you positive for drugs. It's mother's version. The problem is mother's version can be patented and owned by anybody, just like apples, water, minerals, and everything else. That's why they don't want you to know about this version. But this version is extremely powerful for your temple. Doesn't matter if you're trying to heal or you're just trying to be healthy or you're trying to absorb your vitamins better. No matter what you do, it's just like no matter what you do, you need to drink water. That's it. It's like it's essential. Healthy, clean water. So Why be different? Be different for two reasons. Number one is not adulterated product that mimics and matches what your body already made or used to make. And the second is our product is beyond clean. We're the only one company in the world that actually on the bottom of the label, we actually tell you the lot number. So you type in on our website and you can see exactly what's in your bottle. We test in parts per billion from microbes, pesticides, herbicides, metals, molds, bacteria, chemicals, solvents. I mean, whatever we can test in parts per billion, we test in ppb. Whatever we can test parts per million, we test in parts per million. The laboratory does not even have a lab specific panel like this, so they customize that panel just for us because nobody wants to test so much, because if they would test so much they would get positive heavy metals, mercury, aluminum, molds, btgn bacteria. Most cbds are loaded with these btgn bacteria that causes e coli. So you have a drug that's full of toxins and E. coli. This is how bad the industry is. While our temples need this so much in order for us to continue happy, healthy lives on this planet.
And did I read that you prepped the soil for 5 years before you ever grew anything?
Couple years, yes, not five, but couple years. We prepped the soil and we did all kinds of tips and tricks that are normally not done in our country.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. So, what has surprised you the most about the use of CBDA in people? Like, it sounds like you've probably seen some pretty striking um, changes in your patients or in yourself. What happens to people?
When people use CBD, they come to me, oh, I tried CBD, it doesn't work, or kind of works, or whatever. And I say, please try ours. And after they try ours, they feel connected almost instantly. It's very, I don't want to be the person who say so much. I like always prove everything with results. That's who I am. But I seen it myself. That was actually one of the Mike Adams show people that he had a mouth cancer and his tumor shrank in 9 days, almost 90% just by using our product. I had people who couldn't get pregnant. They got pregnant, which was for me fascinating. But again, everything goes under endocannabinoid system because endocannabinoid system regulates those things. So if you regulate one system, it just you regulate everything else. So if you're deficient on something, whatever your deficiency is gonna work for you. People still ask me, "It's gonna help with my sleep." Okay, your sleep is also regulated by endocannabinoid system. So that means when you empower the main system, it's gonna regulate your sleep. It's so, unless you have something chronic where it's at this point eating your life, chronic disease, chronic, illnesses, and something that's been mutating and eating your life, like I call those little demons sitting inside of you, then yes, you're probably gonna have a hard time. That you're still gonna empower endocannabinoid system is gonna push you through whatever the limit body can push, but you're still in a battle with the devil. So gotta remove the devil out. When you remove the devil, body heals instantly. In couple of weeks, people see results. In couple of weeks, people start seeing incredible results in their health from the moment they remove. It's called root of the cause. So results, it could be anything, sister. It could be absolutely anything. People improve their visions, hair growth, skin tags, birthmarks. I mean, I
Is
seen
it an
it.
oral application or is it
People do it.
topical?
I do it topically too, and it's oral, it's topical, it's the way you want it. It's natural and it's clean. Your body makes it, so you can do it any way you want it to.
Have you used it with DMSO with any success? Have you looked at that?
No, because DMSO helps to detox very strongly and effectively, and I barely ever use the DMSO in my protocols only because going back to the same thing, the small intestine needs to be prepped, liver, and if the person is not going to the bathroom 3 to 5 times, 5, 7 times a day, that means you don't have a healthy person in front of you, and if you're gonna kill more and the person is not processing and not releasing, you cause
You've
them
got
more
a toxic
problems.
soup inside.
Yeah, now you actually make it worse for
Yeah.
long term.
Well, what advice do you have for people who are fighting their own Anessa type fight to bring something beautiful to the world? Because I know it hasn't been easy to you. or for you. You have had to fight a lot of battles to get your product to the world. You've had to fight a lot of battles to be heard in an industry that is marred with people who just unsavory characters. I'll put it that way. So, what would you say to people who are in that position? They have something amazing they want to bring to the world.
When you're gonna get discouraged or like in some kind of type of danger situations or threatened, you need to understand this is the choice you made from the moment you decided to do something right. So you have to accept the fact and stop whining and crying and dining. This is it. Like, this is the thing that's gonna go on and on and on. It's never, you better put your mindset that it's gonna be there. That's it. Better you're gonna do, more lives you're gonna heal, more lives you're gonna change, bigger change you're gonna bring, more attacked you're going to be. So please don't. I used to be one of those like, oh my gosh, I just did so good for these people and look what happened to me. I was like, and I realized, not immediately, I realized this is part of the game to serve Lord, this is it. Like, this is no. So stop crying, number one, because you're absolutely wasting your time. Get the mindset in a fight mode. Like, you are here to serve God. You're here to serve what's good for all of us. And if you truly want to serve that, you have to accept the fact and be one of those troops ready to go. That's it. That's all what it is. And number one. And number two, uh, if you're one of those people who actually are codependent on others, which is because of your personal trauma, please get rid of your personal traumas. Work, there's all kinds of seminars out there, there's all kinds of things you can do for yourself. Get rid of the personal trauma because that's holding you back. Because all of us, these what I call masters, that we're doing something good for God, we need the time alone. And I notice like these some of those people can't do the time alone. They always need to be with somebody because of their codependency, and because they actually have a codependency comes from personal trauma from somewhere. So that's what I said. Get rid of personal trauma so you're no longer codependent, so you can have your time alone. Because as your time alone, you can hear God better, and as you can hear God better, then you can truly get guided by Him, and He tells you what to do. Instead you keeping your mind busy with all these different people. I don't care what to do, even sitting on the couch reading the book. Be alone. There is a reason why Jesus was alone. I understand why. I love my time alone. I absolutely love it. I can go on a camping by myself, get the fishing pole, and just be there alone with my notebooks and everything else. I love it. So being alone, and the second or third, the last thing is, you can't never truly hear God until you're fully gonna get rid of these deceiving demonic little parasites from your temple. Get rid of them. When you're gonna get rid of them, you're gonna have a pure connection and pure sound, and you're gonna hear and connect with God much better, because they're always interfering between you and God, and you think that was a God's voice, but that was a devil's voice. So they kind of misguiding you all the time. They're playing this little trick on you. So then you make a little wrong mistakes, and those mistakes you think, oh, God put me here. No, get rid of all these demonic things from your temple. Clean up the temple, just like they said in Matthew, right? You, from the moment your temple is dirty for longer, more than 7 days, you no longer control of your temple. That's if you've been dirty for more than 7 days, you no longer control of your temple. You are manipulated. Be careful. Clean the temple. Listen to God, and be ready to fight. That's all what it is. There's nothing special here.
It is special. It's absolutely special because there are not people out here, or certainly not enough people out here saying what you're saying. And what I really love about you is that your heart is pure, but you are a fighter. And I think that's what we're called to be, and it's what we have to be. We don't have time for Pollyannas right now. We are in a fight. We're in an existential spiritual battle, and God has called us each to something very special, but we have to step in and do it. And there's a price to be paid to follow that. And we have to, like you said, man up, woman up, and get into the fight.
Cough it up, buttercup.
Well, Nessa, you are such a joy. I could have talked to you for 6 hours, no doubt. So I would love to have you back on at some point. I will definitely be getting into your Regenesis class, and I would love, I think you probably sent me some other links But I will be putting all those links in the show notes. Oh, and I promised Dan as well. Let me do this real quick. Oh, let's see. That this is his code, nesashemp.com/# VOPUSA. This is an affiliate link for our partner, VOP USA Radio. So if you're going to be purchasing some hemp from Inesa's website, please do it through Dan's link, and he'll get the credit. That would be so awesome. Thank you so much, Inesa, for coming on. God bless you. Thank you for what you're doing to heal people, and I hope that you get a lot of calls from my neck of the woods, South Louisiana, and from all over the world.
Thank you so much for having me here today. I really, really appreciate you. God bless.
God bless you.
The State of Freedom is proud to partner with 3 fantastic companies. The first one, Legal Shield, gives you 24/7 access to an attorney at a great low monthly rate, and they can help you on a wide range of issues, from drafting a will to reviewing contracts or legislation and monitoring your identity. Everyone I've talked to at the company has been professional, friendly, and super helpful. I've had a great experience. The second company is Partner Co., which is an amazing resource for homeopathic and all-natural wellness products that address everything from weight loss to improving energy, immunity boosting, detoxification, and more. I'm taking several products right now, but my favorite one is called Tahitian Noni Juice. It gives me great energy and a good mood boost every single day, and since I started drinking it, I have not missed a single day. The third company is Metal Stacks. They are our go-to source for physical precious metals and IRA conversions into precious metals. I converted my Fidelity 401k into a precious metals IRA with them using their white glove service, and it was a very approachable and easy to manage process with the same real humans who helped me all along the way. I can't say enough about it. So if you are in the market for any of these, or if I've piqued your interest, I encourage you to visit freedomstate.us and shop with our fantastic, trusted partners. You can also drop me a line if you have any questions at danielle@freedomstate.us. Thank you for joining me today on For the Love of Freedom. I hope you were inspired by my guest and their mission to bring freedom to the world. You can stay updated on the show and my upcoming guests on all of the State of Freedom platforms, and a reminder that I'm live every Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. Central.